Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. Today's video is a little bittersweet. So on the bright side, I got good news and I got bad news, and also got some more good news. So let's start with the bad news. So the other day, I had to cancel a load. A lot of you guys probably seen this clip. I put it up as a short, but this is what happened the other day. Well, guys, today is the day I've dreaded for quite a while now. I really need to get those tanks polished. But today, guys, I had to cancel a load. I was en route to Jersey to pick up my show load, and I had to cancel my load. Yeah, it's time for a rebuild, unfortunately. This is exactly why we can't park at Buc-ee's, y'all. That's nasty.
Yeah, let's check this girl out. Check it out. I'll tell you about it, what's going on in here in a little bit. See all this, all that, all that. What's on with you? Ooh, that's not good. This right here is not good. Virginia, and let's go back home. Get ready to go to the shop, guys. Let's go talk about it.
And before we get into the bad, let's talk about some good news. A lot of you guys may have noticed, but I've recently partnered up with TruckStop. I am now going to be doing load port videos again, partnered with TruckStop. And the good news of that is I'm going to do a sweepstakes. The sweepstakes is the first 100 people to join after 6 months of being a member. We're going to do a sweepstakes, and it's valued of up to $3,000. First place is going to be 6 months of free truck stop. So that's nearly $1,000 value right there. Second place is going to be a beefed up Onyx. Wait, let me back it up. The second place is going to be a Rand McNally 8-inch tablet GPS. And the third place is going to be a beefed up Connex radio. And I think it's the turbo. I think it's 150, maybe 200 watts. I didn't know all this information, but with everything that's going on recently with the truck, you know, my mind's kind of slipping because I'm pretty stressed out, and it's a lot to take on. The fourth place is going to be a Connex 3300. Again, it's going to be peaked and tuned. And I'm going to run up to fourth or fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth place with some, however many headsets it take to reach $3,000 of sweepstakes giveaway. That is for the first 100 members to sign up using TruckStop to enjoy the videos I've been doing for years, and using TruckStop as I am partnered with them now. So I'm pretty excited about that. It's been pretty fun getting this new venture started. So let's get back on the bad news, guys. The other day I was going to pick up a show load, one of my convention trade shows. I have a lot of audio video gear for big corporate events and such. This one happens to be probably one of the coolest that I missed out on. We was taking audio video gear down to New Orleans for some pre-Super Bowl sports coverage. And if you're watching some of that sports coverage this week, if you're watching Fox Sports and they're up on the stage and stuff down in New Orleans, yeah, that's the show I was taking down. But with a regular freight load, I probably would have made it work and hauled the load. But with this kind of stuff, this is the freight that can't be late or head to a roll. So I had to do the dreaded phone call to cancel my loads. Now, where it started was there's a little truck. It's not a truck stop. It's a little place I park up in Tennessee. And from where I parked at the night before, I had like 632 miles to go up to Jersey where I was picking my load up. And I got up that morning and I'd done a pre-trip. And I kind of looked up at my coolant reservoir and I thought, ooh, that's a little low. It looks like it may, you know, it needs need to add a little a gallon or so in it, because it was well below the minimum mark. So I went around the side box, grabbed my coolant, came back around. As soon as I released pressure on that cap, it started hissing. And if you guys know what I'm talking about, a lot of times when you do that, when you release the pressure, it just goes, just a little blow off from the pressure buildup in the system. Oh, no, that's not what I dealt with. I dealt with just constant, and it was spewing. Man, my truck showed me it knows how to make a milkshake. I don't even have to go to Wendy's for a Frosty to get in. It took me, no kidding, probably 2, 3, possibly 5 minutes to bleed off all that pressure. I mean, I could have done it a lot faster, but it would have just threw coolant up in the air in my face, on my arms. Yeah, I wasn't going to have that. So I just done it nice and easy. And I probably blew out 1.5 gallons to 2 gallons of coolant that looked like a Wendy's Frosty on the ground. And all I thought was, man, this can't be happening. Breakdowns never happen in opportune times. Luckily, I wasn't on the load, and even more lucky and more fortunate that I didn't have a show load in the back. Because I would have had to push it, and yeah, I don't like risking that stuff. But anyway, I didn't have a load on, so that I'm very fortunate for that matter. So after I finally got it to ease up, I just left the truck off for a little while, let it simmer down. I managed to pour maybe 1/2 gallon of coolant back in it, and I thought, okay, don't panic yet, don't hit the red panic button yet, Sammy. Let's think about this. I try not to be rash and hasty with decisions in times like that. Seems like time of crises, my mind comes to a calm. So I was like, okay, let's plan this out. What am I going to do? I don't want to make the phone call yet. This could be something simple. It could be a major overhaul. I don't know. So what I did was, I talked as much as I could back off. I said, let's get rolling up the road. Because there ain't no telling how long that cap's been like that without leaving the pressure. If it's something simple, then it could have been like that for the last 3 months. Because it's been a while since I had to add any coolant. So I was like, okay, let's get up the road and drive about 100 miles, pull over, and see if it's making a mess. See if it's blowing in out the coolant reservoir blow-off tube. It takes 15 psi to come out of that little spout. I said, let's see if it's making a mess, see what kind of pressure I'm going to build up in 100 miles. And that'll tell me what I need to do. So I went 100 miles. And it made a little bit of a mess. Less than what I was expecting, to be honest with you. And then I relieved pressure, and it didn't push pressure out this time, but it still had a lot of pressure built up in it. So I made the call right there, trusted my gut instinct. I was like, let's cancel this load. Luckily, I called my guy. He had 2 days notice, and he had another guy that was he's able to get on the load pretty quick. So luckily we got the load covered. So you can watch your pre-Super Bowl Fox Sports updates going on this week down in New Orleans. And after that, I called Jerry down at the shop. I called Allison. But Jerry told me, he said, you don't want that thing building pressure. He said, loosen up the cap just enough where there's no pressure going to build inside the system. Because then you run the chance of blowing a line and putting you down on the side of the road. I said, okay, so duly noted. I've also had experience one time with a truck with it's either a drop liner or injector cups. And I noticed when the Jake was on, it was worse at building pressure. So I got in the truck, I put my Jake on. I did loosen the cap, and then I came on home and started making preparations to do a rebuild. And I got all the way home, and it didn't build no pressure. And well, got that thing situated. This was last week. I could have got down to the shop on Wednesday night, Thursday morning, and then I'd been there 2 days and 140 miles away from home. So I was like, let's just wait till Monday, because Alice is kind of tied up. Alice is busy on another rebuild. Let her get that finished up, and I just come down Monday. I'll just have all the parts ready to rock and roll. So that's what we did. So I got to the truck tonight. Guys, I promise, I'm getting around to good news, I promise. I get to the truck tonight, and I fire it up, I let her idle, I let her build up pressure, and drop the trailer, build up my air, do a pre-trip, And I, just for shits and giggles, I jumped up there and I said, let's see if we're building any pressure. And this is with my cap off, or not the cap, you know, the main cap of the reservoir. It was tight, but the little blow-off cap is the one I had loose. So after about 15 minutes of idle time, I raised the hood, and this is what I found out.
Yeah, that's no good, guys.
Yep, my truck's still making Frosties. She's a hell of a truck, guys. She's a hell of a truck. Making Frosties on the job within 15 minutes. So, I let that simmer down and I poured maybe a cup worth of coolant in it. So now I'm riding down the road another 100 miles to go, watching my water temp, watching my oil temp, just watching all the gauges and just babying the truck. And yeah, and it could be something as simple as an oil cooler. It could be a transmission oil cooler or transmission cooler. It could be even it could be a air compressor. You know, even that make it change colors like that. Jerry said, yeah, I can still make it change colors in the coolant because there's a lot of carbon in that. But I don't know what it is. So whether it's a simple oil cooler or a drop liner injector cup, I don't care. I had to cancel one of my prestige loads because of that, so we're just going to rebuild it. So the good news is we're going to rebuild the truck, and we're going to get a lot of footage of the rebuild. I'm going to try to get as much footage as I can for you guys to entertain you guys this week, and maybe help some folks out on simple mechanics of taking apart that Cummins IF615 CM2350. And now this raises the question, should I build it for power? Because I got a buddy out there that's got a C16 cat, all the bells and whistles, 800-900 horsepower to the ground. I'd really like to bust his ass. But anyways, guys, if you like this video, give me a big old thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, as I'm about to be putting videos out all week all about Cummins. Until that next video, guys, remember, if it don't make sense, don't make dollars. See you, bye.